Woo. Okay, audio's coming there, and audio's coming in here. That's good. Just need to get the recording part of it. Oh, no, they're in. Okay, we're good to go. The meeting has started, and unfortunately, it looks like nobody has showed up. There were five invites to it. There are five interested attendees to um, discuss the virtual assistant position, but none of the attendees that said they were interested are here. All right, so let's see who. Let's did we get anything here. I was going to point out this is so. I will. I will use this time to give my introduction, I suppose. After I figure out who it was. Um, no, I'll reach out to them afterwards. I don't need to publicly shame anybody. Just kidding. It's not a big deal. I get it. People are I this is different for sure. Um, and it's hard to buy into, or maybe buy in's the wrong word for this case, but it's hard to trust, I guess. Some guy that just pops up and starts sharing a bunch of his stuff. Um, what's his motivation? What's my motivation? Uh, you know what? Why? What's in it for you as the person? If I, in this case here, I'm hiring a virtual assistant through a wildly unconventional method, and I'm playing it by ear. I'm learning as I go. So if it seems weird and uncomfortable, it is weird and uncomfortable. That's just how it is. But that's part of um, why I'm doing it this way. Like I need to understand who I'm going to be working with, and I want a relationship with a VA, with an assistant that is more than that, but is a partner, and a partner that I'm paying initially at first, but realistically, in the perfect world, I would be here, and I would, and one or all of you would say, yeah, let's help get all of this stuff going. Um, I want to learn how to do these things better than I do them now. So let's keep this community going and learn how to do those things by being an assistant to Andre, who has all of this stuff. I constantly have ideas and thoughts of how to do things. I'm an engineer. That's what I've realized I am. If if I'm to tell you who I am, what I do, I'm an engineer. I always have been. I figure out solutions to problems. That's my first path of attack every time. So um, now uh, I'm at a point in my life where I feel that my cup of ideas and is full, and the as I get older, I lose energy, and uh, as I lose energy, I don't have enough time to manage that cup of stuff. And I think that it's a time to just give it all, share everything I've learned over the years. Maybe I've been reading too much Book of the Five Rings, and I'm like, ooh, I'm Miyamoto Musashi, whatever. Whatever the case may be, it's happening. So I'm sharing all my stuff, and I want to help everybody who is out there, young me's of the world. I am more and more of the belief that we are all the same person in a way. We're all at least connected, and the way that I frame that is that we're all one person. So by me helping, giving everything out there, I'm giving everything out there to me as well. And hopefully, maybe there are multiple timelines or something. Maybe this is some cosmic thing, and this is a form of time travel, and all of you are past me's, whatever the case may be. This is what's happening. So that's about a good summary I can think of off the top of my head. All that being said, that was very uh, personal and very difficult for me to share. Uh, and I think it's the fact that nobody showed up at this meeting and I'm just recording to nobody that makes it easier. So maybe that's a good thing. So thank you for not showing up. Those of you who didn't, you passed the first test. Um, but yeah, I think that's important to be said though. All right. What I will do now is, because I don't have anybody to ask questions of and continue the conversation, I will open this up for anybody, whether you agreed to be in this meeting or not. If you want to reach out to me and talk one on one, we can do that. I would prefer to talk to you all as a group, um, just because I'm a big fan of transparency and just openness all around. Um, so yeah, reach out to me if after seeing this you're like, okay, I do want to work with this guy. Um, and we will discuss more of the virtual assistant role specifically, and what I'm looking for, what I what I need more specifically than what I just went over. I think I just went over like who I am and like why I'm doing this and what I feel, but we can get into specifics. Um, as far as the rest of the time, I'll stay here. I'm not going to sit on here for a full hour or so, for the sake of that, but I will um, just give a little bit more to this in saying the my background and my style of work and what uh, what kind of personality I am. This morning I woke up, and this is the best way I could put it into perspective. Like this is, I was getting up this morning, and ideally, this would be, and I've done it before, where I set all this stuff out the night before, so ready to go in the morning. But in my perfect world, if I could wake up and that is laid out for me, and I didn't have to do it, that would be the perfect start to my day right there. Okay, my perfect morning would start out by, so right now, my alarm clock. I get up naturally at, probably this morning I woke up naturally at like 3, but that was because I was beat last night and just was passing out on the couch at probably 9 or 8 even. Uh, anyway, I have a light. Whoops. Speaking of, I have a light that comes on at 4 a.m. and then it turns off at 4:30 a.m. It's just this little blue hue light. It's like one of those globe ones that sit, and it just has a soft blue light setting that I have it on. And that is because I have a habit of waking up like this morning. I woke up before the light came on, and and I'd get up, go across the room to my phone, and I'd check the time and be like, "Ugh, I got another like 2 hours or 3 hours, whatever the case may be." And I'd climb back in bed, and I'd do it a couple more times. So I figured out, if I have a light set up to go on at the time, at a certain time, when that light goes on, until that light goes on, I won't get out of bed. So if I wake up and I'm thinking, what time is it? If the light's not on, I know I don't need to get out of bed, so I can just stay in bed. Then when the light goes on, it used to not be an issue. I'd get up out of bed and start my day. Things have changed in my life, and so now I'm a little bit more tired, and it's set to turn off at 4:30. So for a half hour, that light is on, and as long as that light's on, I know, okay, if I'm tired and laying in bed, I'm safe. But once it goes off again, then I know, okay, I have to get up now because I've been laying too long. It's kind of like a snooze without a snooze. It's just letting the environment, guide my morning in that way. So that's the first, my first perfect. Like that's as automated or not automated, but as easy and natural as I've been able to make my morning up until I get dressed. So the next thing would be like, all right, if all these clothes and stuff are like laid out just like that, I've got my socks, my underwear, my pants, my shirt, my blazer, and the those are my house sandals. I walk around the house in those and they're comfy. All that laid out. I just get up, go take my shower, go straight from my shower to that, and then I'm ready to continue with my day. However perfect that day is laid out, like that would be, I don't know. So that was just my way of saying, that's the type of person I am. Um, that's the way I think. That's the way I live my life. So um, I guess just a way to say that if you can apply, if you can start thinking of what if you haven't if you haven't looked at the server as of yesterday or today, there's a lot of files that I added to the server. I'm dumping basically everything that I find in my files and putting them in there. And the way I've organized them and stuff is kind of just the way that I want to structure my life. I'm a database for a long time. I was a database programmer, worked with databases, worked with data grouping, relationships of all sorts. So that's how I think of things. And that's how I want to like help you guys or help everybody. And that's what I need a VA to. They don't. My virtual assistant or my assistant, my partner, is not going to be somebody that has to have the same mindset as me. I almost would. I don't want to say I would prefer it, but I wouldn't mind having somebody who thinks completely different, and that way we can collaborate and find a better way than our ways individually. But if you do have the same mindset as me, then we can really build because I know you're going to have different ideas than I have, and we can use those. Uh, or maybe you don't have, maybe you're brand new. Like that would be cool too. If you're just fresh and you just want to learn, and like I can mentor you or show you or however you want to look at that situation. Um, I can show you what I know. But in any case, now I'm going to wrap it up because I got nothing else really to say here until I speak with you all. So enjoy your day. Uh, take a look at all the files, use the files. Um, I've got, I'll go through some of the stuff. Sample files for practice. So this education station here is where you're going to see most of stuff that I just dropped for you to use. Um, so this would be everything related to copywriting. What did I put in here? I haven't put anything in there. I started leaning towards the forum channel types. So um, yeah, this I put in here, but this whole idea, no, this is the only place I have that. And this is about just sharing files. An easy way to do that through OneDrive. All right, so but the sample files for practice, like over here, these are all file. These are all PowerPoints that I have that I've made over the years in different states, um, but they are files you can download, you can open, do what you want with it, and you can use it as templates and for information. This is something I want to work on or pursue even more. But this is I went through and I thought of all the data that people have over their lifelong data needs. What information is commonly required? So, and then I just went through. I'll present it right now. Why not? So the periods of consideration are the stages. So I've broken it down into early childhood, teen, young adult, and post retiree. These break down everybody's period in life, and there are specific ages that I put as general ranges, except for 13 to 17. Those are obviously no. I don't know. See, because that's not specific teen. 18 and 19 would be considered, but I put them into young adults. Okay. Anyway, broken out by ages, and every period has different um, data that you get. So as you grow older, you're adding data needs, and we'll see that in the slides that go. But these are the breakouts. Um, so this is the early childhood. So when you're born at birth, these are the things that well, some of these things you're going to get at birth, and then the other things you're going to get throughout your first period of life, because I think it's 0 to 3. Yeah, 0 to 3. So when you're born, you get name, birth date, weight, height, um, blood type, fingerprint, blah blah blah. So you get whatever you're getting at birth, and I'm trying to see like what you wouldn't have at birth necessarily. So home address you wouldn't necessarily have at birth. Gender, sex, depending on your your viewpoints, you wouldn't necessarily have at birth. Um, Social Security number gets assigned. Injuries, I mean, yes. Healthcare providers, depending depending how you look at it, but daycare provider wouldn't be at birth. But then there are also things that change too, right? And or things more importantly, there are things that never change or very rarely change. So name, you could say never changes. You can change it, but we can put that under it's rarely going to change. Birth date's never going to change. Blood type is never going to change according to technology now. Fingerprint is never going to change. I don't really, I don't know how important fingerprint is as a data point, uh, just because of how easy it is to manipulate. So, parents are never going to change. Uh, Birthplace is never going to change, depending on how you feel about gender and sex. That will change or may not change. But if it does change, it's likely to be another rare case. Siblings are going to change potentially. Home address will change potentially. That will change. Guardians will change potentially. Hope. Well, no, those aren't not likely to change, but they will change. There will be changes, so they're absolutely, but they're not necessarily there. So I don't have guardians now, legal guardians. However, if I were to get into some sort of accident where my mental capacity allow doesn't allow me to take care of myself, then I may have guardians. And as a child, I had guardians, whether they were my parents or like my birth parents, or at another point in time, my mom and my aunt both were raised. So my aunt was my guardian as well. So allergies, those can come and go. Vaccinations can come and go, and as far as being updated on those vaccinations, those will certainly change. Health conditions will change. Medications will change. Daycare provider will change. Health potentially will change. Healthcare providers. change. Injury, social security number, not likely to change. So most of these are changed. Very few of them are forever. And those are the ones that are like called out the forever ones are the ones we really want to look at if we're looking at it from marketing or I don't want to say marketing, like because that's just an application of it. Really, the root of it is if you want to understand the population, those root ones that we went over are the ones you want to look at. All right, so that's early childhood, then in the childhood. So from the slides going forward, I keep all of so I took the updated data. These are all came from the first slide. And this is similar. This is what I was saying to the ones that like, all right, some of these change. So weight's going to be updated once you go from 0 to 3 to ages 4 to 12. Now you're like, okay, your weight's different. Okay, and this is where the gender sex. I say it could be. Uh, these are all could be's. Now new data is what's coming in into this period of your life. So beforehand, from 0 to 3, you're not in school, but from 4 to 12, not at 4, but like when you get 6, 12, in that period, you're you're going to school. So, and this is going to always change, right? Your school year, as long as you're going to school. Um, it's so first grade, second grade, third grade, every year that's going to be different. Teachers, those are going to change likely. Friends are going to change likely. Activities are going to change likely. School is going to change likely. And address is going to change likely. But these are all things that are coming into um, your this period of your life. So when we go into the next period, which is 13 to 17, um, all of these, like I just said, are going to be updated throughout. So these are all going to be moved to the updated data. Excuse me, and we'll see the new data that comes in as a teen that's appropriate to them. So we've got a teen, and all of that went to updated, and then now we've got our new data. So at this point in the prior childhood here, this period, you could say social media. I think, especially now, social media is gearing younger and younger. And I think with the age, well, no, because my age is 13 on this. Okay, no, yeah, yeah, because most social media you have to be at least 13, so I think I kept that in consideration. Anyway, social media licenses, that's when you start getting driver's licenses or work permits uh, and how many and children that a person has and their occupation. So yeah, they start getting jobs at this time. And I put children here because at this point in time, teens have kids. It's just how it is. So that's where like it starts branching. They're not all going to have kids, but some of them will. So that's data to consider. Young adult, um, nothing changes. I mean, it all changes, I guess. There's no new data that comes along as the young adult. It's a very transformational period, quite literally. These all are things throughout that as a young adult you're just managing, dealing with the changes and all. That's what I have for years on that young adult, 18 to 21. Yeah, that's appropriate. Um, then you go into adult, and then yeah, same thing. You're young adult and adult. Uh, oh, this is interesting. So this should actually be new data. I'm not gonna. That's something that you can feel free to look at and make corrections to as your own little things. But this is an example of formatting. I would take this. I need a new data section. Drop it here, and I put grandchildren under new data. Um, yeah, that makes sense. And then post retiree. Yeah, so grandchildren is the only thing that happens. Did I finish this? No, I may not have finished this, but maybe I did. I don't know. In any case, the draft is on there. Feel free to pop it open, and if you want to talk about it, have a conversation with me about it. Yeah, feel free to reach out there. What one was that? That was lifelong data needs. Let's see. put a forward that, put that in the chat. Group discussion. There, right in the chat there. All right, now I think that's enough. Um, I'm I'm glad that I had this time to just put stuff out there and share. Um, I'm It worked out for the best. To the people that didn't show up that had signed up for it, uh, uh, I am not holding that against you. But yeah, if you're still interested, certainly reach out. And then I've got two more scheduled over the next 2 days, I believe. So not sure the times, but if you look at the events, uh, let's just look at it here. Look at the events. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. my time, which I don't remember what that ends up being your time, if you're in Philippine time. This is Eastern time zone, and an applicant feedback meeting. So I think this one's at night. So I think it's 8 hours ahead. So 1 a.m. goes to 9 a.m. on Sunday, and tomorrow will be 8 p.m. plus 8. That's at 4 a.m. All right, I scheduled it. I guess it's 4 a.m. If and I've got there are people that 4 people are interested at least. Um, so yeah, I guess if you want to show up to one of those, go ahead and do that if you see this. Um, Otherwise, bye bye.